This map was drawn in 1915. The same year, the post office at Cochran, Arizona, closed its doors forever. Back then, this wasn't just lines on paper. It was a living town, a place where miners walked these dusty paths, where trains hauled ore along these tracks, and where families tried to carve out a life in the desert. Now, more than a century later, we're following the same route. Our track will take us first to the forgotten remnants of Cochran itself. Then we'll push deeper along the Gila River, following the map's old trails to something else, the ruins of a stone house, hidden away and waiting to be found. What's left after all these years? Let's go find out.
Howdy, folks. We're beginning our trip today right off the Florence-Helvin Highway. Now, the route we're taking is called the Gila River Loop Trail. At least that's what they call it on the Onyx app. Looks like we have a cattle drive up here. Way off in the distance, you can see our final destination. At one point, we come across this area that had these boulders just piled up there, probably from some ancient glacier. Looks like we have an old windmill from some bygone era. The road can get a little rough in some spots due to washouts and erosions. Sometimes I wonder, when we do road trips like this, that what it would have been like to travel this route with horse and wagon. Now that's what I call $1 million view right there. Time to take a break and let's take in some of this beautiful scenery. Saguaro cactus, and way off in the distance there, again, you can see our final destination is getting closer. So far, we haven't seen anybody else on this trail. It's nice and peaceful out here. We have our sharp right turn coming up right here. We're going to take this road, and this road should take us to Cochran. We have some quail crossing the road. Looks like this is a regular quail crossing area. Well, folks, I think we finally made it to Cochran. Can you imagine that there was actually a town way out here? Well, we made it to Cochran, or what's left of it. We're going to do a little tour and see what we can dig up. Jack's already got started.
In the early years of the 20th century, the Arizona Territory was still a place where fortunes could be made or lost on the promise of what lay beneath the earth. It was here, in 1905, along the banks of the Gila River, about 15 miles east of Florence, that a small town was born. They called it Cochran, named after its first postmaster, John S. Cochran, a man who owned land and held mining claims in this rugged country.
Looks like we have a foundation.
On January 3rd of that year, the Cochran Post Office opened its doors. It would remain open for exactly 1 decade, a 10-year window that tells the entire story of this place. Cochran owed its existence to 2 things: the railroad and the earth itself. The Santa Fe, Prescott, and Phoenix Railway, today known as the Copper Basin Railway, laid tracks right through here, connecting this remote stretch of desert to the wider world. That made Cochran an ideal hub for the gold and silver mines scattered throughout the surrounding hills.
Find anything else?
At its peak, roughly 100 people called this place home. They lived in simple company housing, sometimes in converted boxcars parked on sidings. There was a general merchandise store where a family could buy flour and coffee, a boarding house for single miners, and enough community to feel like a town, if only for a little while.
Another one? Yeah. Here's your microphone.
Life here was not easy. The desert demanded constant vigilance, extreme heat, scarce water, and the isolation of being miles from anywhere. But for a decade, people made it work. They navigated rugged conditions, relied on that little post office for news from beyond the horizon, and found community in the boarding houses and around campfires.
Where was? Oh, okay, there it is.
Well, somebody's been camping.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely one building's been here. Majority of it is buried.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I mean, you get all this soft sand over here and the wind blows.
I can't tell if that's a pipe or a limb.
Looks like a pipe.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, an old pipe. Gravel for the railroad tracks.
It was a transient existence. Miners came and went as work dictated. Families stayed as long as the mines paid. And for a brief moment, Cochran was alive.
Beautiful.
But the boom never lasts. By 1915, the mines began to play out. The demand for coke faded. Without its economic reasons for being, Cochran couldn't hold on. One by one, people packed up and moved on to the next strike, the next town, the next chance.
Got ourselves an old ironing board.
On January 15th, 1915, the post office closed its doors for the final time. That date marks the official end of Cochran, Arizona. In just 10 years, it had risen from the desert floor and slipped back into it.
It's recording.
Okay.
Yeah, record whatever you want. I gotta sit down.
Okay. Come on, Dad. Let's go look in here. It's nice and cool in here.
Like, I feel like when we go in here, there's gonna be a final boss.
A final boss.
That's standing right there.
Oops, I better watch what I'm doing, I guess.
Today, little remains. A few building foundations. The faint outline of old railroad tracks. And across the river, those 5 stone ovens still stand. Silent monuments to the industry that once drove men to scratch a living from this harsh and beautiful land. Cochran is a ghost now, but it represents something bigger. The boom and bust cycle that built the American Southwest. The dreams, the labor, the communities that flickered to life and faded away. They're all part of Arizona's story.
Oh, the bug.
And if you know where to look, you can still hear their echoes.
Look at those 2 monstrous trees right there. Look how big they are. Yeah, but it's nice and cool in here, Jack.
Feels like this is gonna be like a lot of ghosts. Yeah. What's that?
Oh, that looks like a big one over there. It's a crow. Yep, I didn't get it.
Oh, there one. Hmm.
Yeah, I missed that one too. I was looking to see how big that tree is right there. And that tree is huge. Huge, huge.
It might be alive. I mean, all trees are alive, but it might start calling at us.
It's big, huh? There's a pathway there. I don't know that I'm going to take it. Oh, it just loops around right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's walk this way a little bit then. It's a little bit of a path. just can't get over how big the trees are. I just want to take a peek. I'm not going in. Yeah.
Sorry, I like being on camera.
I know. I was following you. It's a nice overhead. Okay, you goof.
Look up 1 second, then you come down.
It's got a nice breeze in here, too. We're going back over to the car.
So, over to the car. Oh, yeah. I thought you had your arm up pointing like them.
Way up.
Yeah.
So turn. There it is.
So let's head down here and see what's going on.
Just lift your leg over. Try not to hit the wire because that won't feel good.
You know, there's a. See, the thing is, hopefully, it's not. I'm just got flashbacks to the
You
other.
didn't want to have to walk down the railroad track?
Yeah. Hey, I think I remember this.
We've never been here before.
Deja vu.
Deja vu?
Or it's the train tracks messing with my mind.
Oh, okay. We have been somewhere that's similar.
Yeah. It's like the trees are greeting you with so that like that. So there's hi.
And actually, the one that you're thinking about is near the train tracks. That
Yeah.
They're two separate videos, but they are in the same area.
So piece of like a car or something. That's what
Looks like a little cow path.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's kind of nice through here.
That's my knees are already collapsing.
Somebody must have had a flag on their side by side, and it got caught on a tree.
Yeah.
We can either go towards a dead end or just keep going. Bird.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the rest of the flag.
Oh.
A different color of orange, I think.
Yeah. Looks like a different material. That little cactus is sneaky. See it right there?
Yeah. It's like
It's a cholla. It's a jumping cactus.
what cactus? Oh, I see his grips. Oh no!
Right?
A little further than what I thought.
Oh, it just keeps going.
Yeah, it does.
So.
I hope they're not skinny dipping down there.
Ah!
Well, that would make good content, wouldn't it, Jack?
No. Not like that.
For this, we probably should have just opened the gate and drove.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to miss any of the, because it's really pretty through here.
It is.
Okay. And it goes right on down to the Gila River. But we're going to go up the river a little bit and find a better spot to see the Gila River. Sound good, Jack?
Oh yeah, sounds totally okay with me. What are your thoughts on this?
Seems very pretty.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty too. Pretty. John, camera. Throwing it. Whoa, away. Let's go. Nice. That's.
Thank you, honey, for picking that up. There's another one here. No, that's been tied on there.
That's the same material.
Is it?
Yeah.
Something.
It's got the writing on it like this one does. But that's been out in the sun a whole lot longer. Oh, well, maybe it...
See, you...
No, it's different.
See, you never, ever throw trash. When you throw trash, it is... You might not feel anything, but the animal that either eats it or gets caught up in it will feel like, oh no. And would you want to be like, oh no? You want to be like, oh no. So, if you have trash and you want, and you decide, well, you rethink that, because it makes me unhappy, and it makes Timothy, the cow or something, it makes him mad. He doesn't like that. I don't know any cow named Timothy, but makes him really mad. So just don't.
Timothy the cow's not throwing his trash in your yard, so you shouldn't throw your trash in his yard.
What they said. We're going to the train tracks, and hopefully nothing happens. Yeah.
But Cochran's most remarkable feature wasn't in the town itself. Across the Gila River, at a place called Butte, stood 5 massive stone structures, beehive-shaped coke ovens, each 25 to 30 feet tall. These ovens were built to convert mesquite wood into coke, a high-temperature fuel essential for smelting ore. Though often associated with Cochran, they were actually constructed earlier, likely around 1882 by the Pinal Consolidated Copper Company. Their design was ingenious. Carefully engineered vents controlled airflow, allowing the wood to burn slowly and evenly. Today, they are some of the few remaining examples of European-derived coke oven technology in the entire Southwest. And from Cochran's dusty streets, miners would have watched smoke rise from those ovens day and night.
How many of them do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one doesn't have a dome on it. Do you see them? Look that one. Do you see them? They look like acorns up there. Oops.
You know why they call them coke ovens? Well, they would take coal, stack it in the ovens, heat it up really hot, and it would turn it into what they called coke, which they used for an ingredient to make an iron ore.
It is interesting.
Our next stop on this trip is called the Stone House, just a few miles up the Gila River. The only information I could find on this is from a map from 1885, before there was a town of Cochran, before there was a railroad. They have it listed simply as Stone House.
What, Jack?
About this place.
What do I think about this place? I think it's very unique.
It's a stone house. And you can looks like there would be a way to get up there, but we're not doing that. I also probably not be able to, because I'm wearing boots that are very hard to find. So, I'm getting up. Okay. Yeah, there's a side, and there's more. Good. So, if you look over here, there's a rock or something, and a branch and stuff like that. But, so, and then there's this. This brings it up.
Yeah, it's too bad it's so rutted right there. I mean, drive across and up and over and get a better look at the stuff that's there.
Yeah.